Now, in this part of lecture, we are not going in that detail initially, but we want to get overall idea about India, particularly geographical divisions. Now here, if you consider this entire portion, then this is under Himalayan ranges. Don't consider only this one line as Himalaya mountain. They are ranges. Let us check out. Suppose I am traveling in this direction. Alright, I am following this particular direction, that is from southwest to northeast. So this way we are traveling. Then I may observe this type of graph. We have to observe here particularly. This is the UP or the northern Indian plain. What is plain? Plain is almost horizontal land which is having altitude. Altitude means height from sea level. So which is having altitude from almost sea level. Sea level is considered as 0. So almost sea level to around 300 meters. In that range, the plain area is there. We are calling that as plain. So this is plain, that is UP, Uttar Pradesh. Then we are getting the first range of Himalaya. Here I am showing. This is called as Shivalik mountain range. In this range, Shivalik mountain range is somewhat 16, usually average height is of 1000 meter to 1500 meter. Then some sort of plateau like, and then we are having core part of Himalaya which is having average height of 3000 meter. Then the greater part of Himalaya. Now in India we are considering only this much here, but practically speaking there is a plateau, small plateau. Then another fourth range is there here, that is called as Kailas. Then there is a plateau. Now I am overlapping here this plateau here, just observe in blue color. This is this plateau we are calling plateau of Tibet. So this way we are having structure of this Himalaya. So no doubt I am showing here line, but practically speaking there are various ranges of Himalaya mountain ranges over here. Now suppose I have to travel from this to this. So this is the breadth of Himalaya. This is the length, whereas this is breadth. So this distance is 400 to 450 kilometers. Just imagine, the breadth of Himalaya is in range of 400 to 450 kilometers. Very high altitude. This greater Himalaya is having average height. I am saying average. Average height is 6000 meters. Whereas in world map, if 5000 meters are exceeded, then we are calling that as peak, very high peak, like one that is there in Africa, we are calling Kilimanjaro, that is having altitude greater than 5000 meter. No doubt, I am not saying no single peak is there beyond 5000. Yes, there are many peaks, but here average height of Himalaya, particularly greater Himalaya, is 6000 meters. So this is about Himalayan mountain patch. Now what is the peculiarity of this Himalaya region? As name indicates, Sanskrit, Hima, that stands for ice or rather snow. Alaya stands for home. So this is home of ice, like that. That means simply tremendous ice is found over here. Yes, what is the thing? During summer season, that snow or ice that start melting out. No doubt, in other seasons also it melts, but during summer season the melting rate is very high. And then we are getting the flow of that water that we are calling as river. They are Himalayan rivers. Himalaya is origin of various river system. Some rivers are very, very old and some rivers are newly formed. Don't consider newly formed means today or just 2 days back. No. But newly formed means few thousand years ago they born, and some of the rivers, they are very, very old. Like Indus River is very old river. Now, why this Himalaya is there? Obviously, questions. Now, mountains are there as it is. Yes, but birthplace of Himalaya, birth region of Himalaya is something different. What this land of India we are calling, this was not there at this place. Himalaya was not there. At place of Himalaya, there was a sea named as Tethys. All this is hypothetical one. We have hypothesis, and on that basis we are saying nobody is having video recording of that what was there several lakh years ago. But on basis of various data, we are getting this information. The India was there at somewhat south of equator. Particularly Madagascar island, Malagasy or Madagascar, that island of Africa and India, that was connected. The Konkan territory of this part was connected, supposed to be Madagascar. And then this land started moving towards north side. When this land started moving towards north side, there was a weak portion of earth crust where continuous volcanic eruption was there. These sites were located in particular this part. So when the land started moving upward, the volcanic eruptions continued. This is the formation of this part. We are calling this as plateau of South India. That is formed because of this volcano. The mountain ranges, particularly Western Ghat, is formed because of this type of movement. Now India is towards north, that center is towards somewhat south, that is now almost vanished out. And now this is moving still towards north side, whereas this land, China or rest of Asia was there. And India started moving towards this north. And so what was sea over here, that comes out in form of fold. Simply you can do this experiment at your home. Simply take out one handkerchief on plain surface, put one, suppose compass box or tiffin over here, compass box over here, and try to move towards each other. You will find that whatever the handkerchief is there at bottom, that will start coming out in form of fold. This way we are getting the folds over here. That's why this system is called as fold type of mountain. This is Himalayan mountain. And still the process is continued. In English we are using one tense, that is as present perfect continuous tense. So here this process is something like present perfect continuous tense. That still Indian land is moving towards north and height of Himalaya is still increasing out. It's young mountain. If you want to observe the same situation, you can observe somewhat similar situation in Europe and Africa. There is Mediterranean Sea. Something like that, this Tethys was name of sea, is there. The northern African portion is moving slowly towards Europe. As a result, this Mediterranean land or sea that is coming out, not yet, but it will take prolonged period. In our map, we are showing Mediterranean Sea, but after thousands of years, whatever map was there, map will be there, that will not have Mediterranean Sea. Instead of that, they can observe a mountain. Like that, predictions are there. Now here, the same thing, this mountain is not yet finished to form. The height of Himalaya mountain range is increasing out, and that's why you are getting various sites on Himalaya. They are facing continuous earthquakes. Say, in Afghanistan, you must have observed. Then Pakistan, Kashmir, Garhwal, Nepal, Bhutan, everywhere on this Himalayan part, you are getting severe earthquakes. These all severe earthquakes, they are results of this movement that Indian land is moving towards Asia and mountain ranges, the altitude of mountain range is increasing out. Anyway, but we are not going in detail. We are just going to explain this way. This is Himalayan mountain range, how the mountain range is formed. Now, second, this is northern Indian plain. Plain, as we discussed earlier, having very less altitude, usually sea level, that is 0 meters to around 300 meter height. So 0 meters to 300 meters height altitude, that is considered as plain. Area must be extremely plain. So here this is Indian plain. Now I am showing this is Indian plain, but in old days, suppose I have to show, I can show here this is Indian plain. Now Bangladesh, that is not part of India, then Punjab part and Sindh Baluchistan part is not part of India. So whatever remaining, that is from Punjab of India. Say earlier way also I explained Punjab, but that Punjab is there in Pakistan also. Many students are not aware of this, that whatever Punjab is there in India, greater than that Punjab is there in Pakistan. Now in case of India also, old Punjab was different. Now we are dividing out that, and various states are there. For example, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. In old days we were calling Himachal as Pahadi Punjab, that is hilly area of Punjab territory. But now we are calling this as Himachal Pradesh, Punjab. So from Punjab, Haryana, then obviously capital territory, that is Delhi, then parts of Rajasthan, parts of Uttar Pradesh, parts of Bihar, then Jharkhand and West Bengal. That entire part we are calling as North Indian plain. It is divided into two parts, Western Indian part and Eastern Indian part, or Western Indian plain and Eastern Indian plain. In case of Western Indian plain, Delhi onwards, this side, you will get rivers are flowing in this direction, that means slope is towards western side. At eastern part, we are getting slope towards this side because rivers are flowing like this. For example, river Yamuna. Yamuna is flowing like this. That means slope is at this side. Ganga flowing like this. Slope is towards this side. Whereas here, Satluj this way. River Indus this way. So slope is towards western side. So that's why we are dividing this North Indian plain into two parts. One is towards west and one is towards east. Now we lost out major part of Western Indian plain to Pakistan, that is Punjab, Sindh, etc. But still in India it is considerable that whatever Punjab is there, these Punjabi people, they are very, very, very hard working people. They, and with help of government obviously, but they carried out a important part in India, that is we are calling as Green Revolution. Particularly in Punjab, Haryana territory, they carried out this Green Revolution, and the rise of crops increased to very high level. Now in this particular part, whatever Punjab we have, we are producing tremendous food. Just imagine if entire Punjab will be there with us, then what is our food production level? Unfortunately, Pakistan is not able to produce that amount of food. No doubt they have very good resources, but they are not able to utilize these all resources. In case of this west part, but in western plain, there is territory of Rajasthan also, which is desert. Particularly western part of Rajasthan is having great Indian desert or desert of Thar. Then if you observe eastern part of plain, it's very having very less gradient or very, very less slope. For example, Yamuna river at Delhi is having altitude somewhere around 250 meters, and it travel distance after confluence with Ganga at Calcutta. This distance is somewhat 3000 kilometer. So 250 meter to 0 meter, for that purpose it is taking 3000 kilometer. So just imagine how that plain is plain, that is having very less gradient, and that's why rivers, when they are flowing on this plain, the speed of river is extremely slow because surface is very flat and river speed is very, very less. So in case of northern Indian plain, the rivers can be used as main source of transport, because if you move to the stream side or upstream, that is opposite of stream. Anyway, we are getting not much speed, and so one can travel, one can use that river for traveling purpose. Again, if you observe that same river in Himalaya region, then it is having very high gradient. From 3000 meters altitude, it coming out to a plain almost of 300 meters. So that gradient is very, very high, and therefore if you observe Ganga or Yamuna in Himalayan region, you will get these rivers with very, very high speed. But the moment they enter in plain, their speed decreases. Why I am telling you this? Because while traveling through Himalayan region, in case of Himalayan region, you are aware that there are deep forests. Particularly, if you observe this part, this is Shivalik and core Himalaya. Approximately till here, I am making mark, the 5000 meter. So, till 5000 meter altitude, nice dense forests are available. So from Shivalik onwards, you are getting fantastic forests in this region, and obviously tremendous biodiversity, various animals, insects, plants, what not, everything you can observe in this territory. They are producing out tremendous organic material, and that organic material is carried out by these rivers, and they are coming in the Indian plain, where the moment they enter in plain, their velocity decreases. You are aware kinetic energy, that is equal to half mv square. V stands for velocity. Velocity decreases, kinetic energy decreases. As a result, the carrying capacity of river decreases, and then that silt or whatever the decayed organic material is there, that is carried out with these rivers, it is started spreading out all over the part. We are getting very, very, very highly fertile plain in this world. So we are getting here very nice fertile land. So if you observe UP, that is Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar, Jharkhand, and the most important West Bengal is having one of the highest fertile land in the world. That is the way we are describing in national, or that what anthem we are describing, that is Sujalam Sufalam. Sujalam, enrich with water, and Sufalam, getting good fruits. That means productivity is very high. So this is the particular North Indian plain. Whereas in Punjab also same things are there, but in case of Indian Punjab, we have canal irrigation to greater extent, and with efforts these type of things are achieved over here. Now after this plain, we are going towards this portion. This is Indian plateau. Maximum Indian part is covered by plateau region. Plateau is also plain, but having higher altitude, usually 300 meter to high. Say for example, plateau of Tibet is having average height greater than 5000 meters. So this is plateau of Tibet, the highest plateau in the world, that is plateau of Tibet. The second highest plateau in the world, that is in Afghanistan and northern countries, that is plateau of Pamir. Whereas here the height of this plateau is not fixed, it is continuously varying out. Again, there is a river. Now I have to rub this portion. You are aware of now Himalayan region. I am again switching over to this plateau part. You are getting here a river that is called as river Narmada. Is that clear? So this is river Narmada, having origin at Michael ranges at Amarkantak, Michael ranges, and it flow towards eastern part. Flow from eastern part to western part, and ultimately it is having salvation in this sea near Bharuch or Bhadoch. Now because of this river, the plain the plateau is divided into two parts, North Indian part and South Indian part. So towards north of this we are calling North Indian plateau, and towards south of Narmada we are calling South Indian plateau. Again, if I am considering this South Indian part of plateau, it is not fixed. Its height or altitude is varying out. Now here I want to explain how this South Indian plateau is. Now just we travel here in order to explain Himalaya as from this to this direction. I am now traveling in this direction. Alright. This chart, whatever now I am drawing, you have to keep in mind, because for various other examples we require this chart. So try to keep in this mind. I hope you are able to observe this clearly. This is C here. Then we are having coastal line. This is coastal line which is very, very thin. Then we are having a mountain range. We are calling this as Western Ghat. Say direction, this is east and this is west. So western part of this plain, western part of this mountain is steep. You can observe it. Whereas the eastern part is not that steep, it is slanted one. And then it is not that deep also. But it is having this type of part. So this is the plateau. I am checking again, this is water level C. Then coastal line, here coastal line, narrow coastal line is there. Then it is mountain range, this. Then it is plateau, this. I am making sea level like this. Then it is Eastern Ghat. This is called as Eastern Ghat. Then coastal line of the Eastern Ghat, and ultimately again sea level. So from here I can say here. This is the land portion over here. You can observe clearly that eastern coastal line, this is eastern coastal line which is comparatively broad, whereas western coastal line, this is western coastal line in Maharashtra and Karnataka. We are calling this territory as Konkan territory, or that is coastal line, that is very, very narrow. Not even this is ranging 80 km in breadth. So this way the structure is there. Now I am revising. This is sea, this is coastal line, this is mountain, this is plateau, this is Western Ghat. So this is this is Eastern Ghat, this is Western Ghat, this is eastern coastal area, and then sea. If you observe this way clearly, you may say this plateau is tilted. Tilted means not horizontal, tilted. So this way this plateau is tilted. So what is the obvious thing? That if river is having origin on this side, then the river will flow obviously eastern part. So that is the reason major river in this part, that is Godavari, Krishna, Tungabhadra, Kaveri, these rivers are flowing from west to east direction, with fewer exceptions like Tapi. Tapi river is flowing in this direction, that is flowing towards east. I am marking here. Whereas river Godavari will start flowing from this Nashik, and it will flow in this way. So it is moving towards eastern part. River Krishna, that is from Mahabaleshwar, it will start flowing first towards south side and then again towards this way, and it will reach here. So these type of rivers, they are flowing in west to east direction. Whereas one river is there, that is called as river Sharavati in Karnataka. The Sharavati river will flow exactly in reverse way. It will flow from east to west as compared to this. So it is not necessary that always plateau is tilted. In some region it is differently working also. You can observe nice waterfall on river Sharavati, that is called as Jog waterfall. When they are crossing out this Western Ghat, there is fantastic series of waterfalls, that is called as Jog waterfall. Another best waterfall I can show here on Narmada river. After its origin at Amarkantak, it comes at Jabalpur, a place in Madhya Pradesh. And then there is huge waterfall on entire this beautiful Narmada river. and you will get their stone, that is the marble one. From Amarkantak, there is origin of Narmada. After that, it comes to Jabalpur, a place in Madhya Pradesh. There, near Jabalpur, not exactly at Jabalpur, but somewhat close to Jabalpur, a place is there that is called as Bheda Ghat. At that Bheda Ghat, there is waterfall on Narmada river. You are aware Narmada is huge river and it is flowing through this plain and ultimately coming down at Bheda Ghat only. A waterfall is there in marble. Just imagine the rock there, that is marble. Pink marble, slate color marble, bluish color marble, fantastic varieties of marbles are there, and from that this river is coming down. A fantastic location is there. I must suggest you that if you are a resident of MP, then obviously you must observe it, but if not, then also try to visit this. I am not telling you to visit K2, but I am telling you to visit here at Bheda Ghat. A marvelous place is there, and MP government is also carrying out tremendous efforts. They are provided here ropeway. You can check out on Google Earth also, or on YouTube also you can check out this video. Just type Bheda Ghat or Jabalpur Bheda Ghat and you will get the videos over there. So this is that waterfall is called as Dhuadhar waterfall. So like that, in India we are having various waterfalls. I am not saying they are as broad as Niagara, as high as Venezuela, etc. Forget. But fantastic waterfalls are observed over here. Now this is about this structure, that is South Indian parts of plateau. In case of Maharashtra, we have that we are calling as plateau of Deccan, or simply we are calling that as Deccan Trap, where because of continuous volcanoes there is formation of imperfectly crystalline rock, that is called as basalt rock. The black colored rock is there, that is called as basalt rock. So very hard, and till 1966 it was considered as completely earthquake proof part, but 1967 onwards we got earthquake on this plateau also. Many people are saying that is because of Koyna Dam was constructed over there, but still many geography experts, they are not ready to accept that this earthquake was there because of dam only. Various other factors may be there, but fact is that only after completion of this dam the earthquake happened. But after that also in 93 there was earthquake of Latur, Killari, that was also there. But usually this portion is considered as comparatively earthquake proof. Comparatively is important word. Now this is about South India. So now we discuss about mountain ranges, then plains, then we discuss about this plateau. So we have mountain ranges, plain, plateau. Now another type we are calling, that is from Ran of Kutch to here, this is coastal plain. It is also plain, but it is called as coastal plain. It is in vicinity of sea. As you are aware that if we consider this mainland part, then coastal line is there of 6,100 kilometers. So that is coastal plain, but don't consider Konkan territory or this coastal plain of Maharashtra and Karnataka as plain. No doubt, on map it can be appeared as plain because very few hill ranges are there. They are ranging out height greater than 300 meters. In case of Maharashtra, we have range of Mahuli and range of Matheran. They are in range of 800 meters high. But otherwise, you will get all hilly area, but hills are not having altitude greater than 300 meters. So in map, it can appear plain, but practically it is not plain. Once while I was there for traveling by bike, we were traveling out coastal part of this Maharashtra and Karnataka, and we got some French friends on bicycle. We were already on bike and they were on bicycle. What mistake they have done, that they were just going through the map and they got this area is plain. So they decided to travel from Mumbai to Goa by bicycle on coastal line. And then they realized the area is not plain. Area is tremendous hilly. No doubt height of hill is not exceeding 300 meter average height. And that's why in map you may observe plain, but practically it is not plain. Now this is coastal line, which is really important because maximum transport from India as well as the production of seafood, for that purpose this coastal line area is really important. Now this is about coastal line. So we discuss mountain ranges, then plain area, then plateau region, then coastal, and last we are discussing the fifth one, that is island. India is having very good island system. Variety of islands are there. If you observe the coastal line, here various islands you can observe just beside the mainland. Say for example, we are there in Mumbai, and whatever the recordings we are carrying out, that is through Mumbai only. The Mumbai is also island. No doubt it is attached to mainland. It is just separated by mouth of river Ullas. So the creek portion, we are calling that as creek. Creek portion is not more than 2 kilometers. So we are just nearby mainland, but not on mainland. We have to cross anyway from Mumbai. Suppose I have to travel to mainland, then I have to cross certain bridges so that I can cross out creek and then I can enter on mainland. Here in Gujarat we are getting Div. In case here Sanjan, various islands, you just check out with Google Earth, you will get various islands over here. They are mainland India only, but attached to that. If you observe this part here, this is actually not plain. This is something like this. This is all delta land of river Ganga and Brahmaputra. So various smaller islands are here also. But apart from that, in sea we are having islands. For example, this is Andaman and Nicobar Island. Geographically, we are considering that as submerged part of Himalaya. So this Himalaya is not ending over here, it is submerged in water, and some of the peaks of this Himalaya, they are coming out. We are calling that as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now in case of western part, we have series of islands. They are called as Lakshadweep Island, Lakshadweep or Lakshadweep Islands. They are there. Fantastic, beautiful islands are there. In case of Lakshadweep Island, they form because of coral reefs. These islands, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they are, you are aware, they are formed because of the submerged peak of Himalayas. Andaman and Nicobar Islands are especially important for India as to protect out India from eastern part of world. When the great freedom fighter, we are calling Swatantra Veer Savarkar, he was deported first for its his historical purpose, but still he was deported from India and asked to complete his lifetime imprisonment, that is of 50 years, that is from 1910 to 1960 on this island. Here in those days conditions were not good. Suppose somebody want to escape, then also it is not possible for him to escape from these islands, because this territory is having very good rainfall, dense forest filled with wild animals, particularly variety of snakes and leeches. So nobody will able to escape from this side. And this is the peculiarity of this island. A gel was there that was called as cellular gel, that was there in Andaman. And now in those days people were having terrific tension that suppose we carry out any freedom activity then we may send to Andaman and Nicobar Island, particularly Andaman. They were calling that as Kala Pani, that is the hard working and heart troubling part. When great freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he entered in India, he occupied first these islands and he named them as Shahid and Swaraj. So this was there in Andaman and Nicobar Island. This is important. Now we are switching over to Lakshadweep Island. If Andaman Nicobar Islands we have to remember for history, then Lakshadweep Islands we have to remember majoritarily for beauty of the world. A fantastic part. Now these Lakshadweep Islands are formed because of coral reefs. Colonies of some animals were there, like white ants producing anthill. Somewhat underwater anthills are produced. They are coming out of that. Because of some reason, these colonies were destroyed. But whatever mass was produced by them, that will remain. That was remain over here for several centuries. Now that was exposed to atmosphere, obviously the natural events, and ultimately we got a habitable area over here. So Lakshadweep Islands are fantastic example of this type of coral islands. So this is the general idea about India. I'm not saying this is the entire thing we discuss, but the general ideas about India we discuss in this lecture.